This news is blowing my mind. I love Final Fantasy news. Happy birthday, James.
I was gonna say this is the best present you could have ever given me. I'm trying to educate Graham here on a bit of Final Fantasy news, and
listen,
he's like, I want to play my Zelda. My DLC Zelda.
I can't wait.
Welcome back to the DRT show. Today we're talking more Final Fantasy. Is this going to be the last one? A new Nintendo Switch coming? Video game crossovers, so sit back and relax and enjoy the show. Hey everyone, and welcome back to episode 10! We made it! Double digits, baby!
Fucking yes! Been cancelled.
Double digits, baby.
I have been trying my hardest to get cancelled. And apparently as well.
It is what it is. It is what it is. But no, we have made it. Today? We've made... but we've made it to double digits. So.
Are you going to talk about the Chinese? No?
No, not today. I don't think so. Maybe. So, how's it going, buddy? How's it going?
Same shit, different shovel, so they say. It's been an interesting week vis-a-vis gaming and mods and whatnot. I've been tinkering with a load of stuff, getting things ready for projects. That's really been it, to be honest. Kind of just generally dicking around. My desk is actually the cleanest it's been in a long time, which is surprising. I cleaned my desk the other day, but it's a mess now. But it was clean for about an hour yesterday, and then I started opening up all these fucking Raspberry Pi fucking projects. Now there's shit everywhere again.
I just don't believe you. I just don't believe that table is tidy.
Oh no, it was. It was. It's tidier than it's been. It's not tidy, but it's tidier than it's been.
Just taking a little bit off.
Aye. I don't know if I should have a microphone closer to me or further away from me. I'm still getting used to this mic.
You sound perfect to me, buddy. So, yeah, but it's all good. It's all good. You sound glorious. You sound glorious. So, today I am wearing my Final Fantasy 16 t-shirt. Right. The reason for that is I actually beat the game.
So you're celebrating?
No.
So you weren't wearing that t-shirt until you beat the game, is that what you're saying?
No, this is actually a birthday present off my wife.
Oh, so she waited until you complete the game to give it to you. Yeah. It just happened to be your birthday.
It just happened to be my birthday. Yeah,
okay.
So
all right, okay. That makes sense.
I am super impressed with this game, and I will urge everyone, including you, Graham, go out and play this game because it easily has been the best Final Fantasy game I've played in a long time. Is in like recent releases. Do you know what I mean? Since 7 Remake. No, it is absolutely amazing. But hey, listen, they may not be making Final Fantasy anymore. What do you reckon on that, Graham?
I fucking hate this article in absolute passion. Because I read it and I'm like, typical fucking clickbaity journal cunts.
That is exactly it. That is absolutely it. It is absolute clickbait.
So the reason that I know it's bullshit to begin with, right, is because they've already lied to us 15 fucking times. Right? There's already been at least 15 fucking lies. So they can stick that shite right up their arse.
So what they've said is basically they're looking at removing the number titles out of the Final Fantasy mainline series. So I don't know whether they're gonna.
Do I know why that is?
Because they people are getting confused. Apparently, according to this article, at Dextero or whatever it is.
It's so we lose track of the lies they've told us. Because we know at least now it's 15, and then I'll just stop counting. And then we'll be like, oh, is this 35 or 36? I thought it was 40. That's what's going to happen.
No, it's because the game Final Fantasy 14 was released over 10 years ago and is still going strong. They're about to start their next run of DLC for that game. And basically, people they think are going to be like, well, why should I play 14 when 16's out? So that's
these
kind
are the
of
same
the
people that get confused with Xbox. Like these are the same people that get confused with like Xbox namings, like numbering their consoles.
Yeah,
the 360, then the one, then the X.
You're absolutely right.
Which Final Fantasy is after Final Fantasy X? I don't know. Which Final Fantasy is after? But you know what's going to happen?
Which one are we on now?
There's going to be 3 Final Fantasy games after this, and they're going to be like, which one came out after 16? Which number 17? And they're not going to know. And then Final Fantasy are going to be like, alright, we'll just put the numbers back in for you. And then I'll remaster all the games, and then I'll have like 17, 18, 19.
So you've heard it here first, okay? Graham has laid
Square
it out.
Enix, I know you're fucking watching.
Square Enix, we know you're watching. Speaking of Square Enix and Xbox, though, there's been some interesting Xbox. There's been some interesting news this week that basically Final Fantasy 14 is coming out. Final Fantasy Online is coming out on Xbox Series X and X in 20 no, not back in coming out in the future in spring 2024. Back to the future, exactly. I'm glad you like that. So the MMORPG Final Fantasy 14 Online is officially coming to Xbox Series X and S in spring 2024. Apparently they're boasting 4K support on Xbox Series X with faster loading times on both consoles, with an open beta coming soon. And the Duty support team allows single-player fans
the Duty support team. No, the Duty support
their
team.
own. Yeah, the Duty support team. So basically,
shit's getting serious.
So the
this news is blowing my mind. I love Final Fantasy news. Happy birthday, James.
I was gonna say this is the best present you could have ever given me. I'm trying to educate Graham here on a bit of Final Fantasy news, and
listen,
he's like, I want to play my Zelda. My DLC Zelda game.
I can't wait to play 16 and then play 15 and be disappointed, and then play 14 in the future, which is the past game, and then play 13 and then 12 and then 10.
Oh, so you're going back in chronological order, are you?
Aye, I'm going back in the future. I'm beating him at the end game because they're releasing 14 after 16, so I'm going to play 10.
Watch out, Graham. We're going back to the future. But no, basically there was a great Scott. There was a Final Fantasy 14 fan fest in Las Vegas in the past week, and basically
the past week in the future.
Come out the past week in the future, and they basically the guy from Square Enix comes out, and the next thing you know, Phil Spencer walks out and is like,
"No, Phil Spencer,
coming to Xbox," and that was it. So, and then Xbox fans, be ready.
They dropped the old quote saying, "We look forward to working with Xbox in the future." So you know what that means.
Yes.
They've lied to us again. It's not the fucking final one anyway. It's going on with Xbox.
So a couple of months ago, I don't know if you read this or saw it, but I know I did. There was like, Xbox and Square Enix are in trouble now, all this sort of stuff. But it was all lies. Yeah, you're right. I'm following you on that.
I don't know if this was to do with the merger and the acquisitions and all this, and first party exclusives and so on and so forth and all that shit.
Yeah. I mean that's definitely been playing a part in it, I'd imagine. However, I feel like this has been in the works for a little while. Like I said, a lot of the articles and stuff like that just seem to be like clickbaity. Do you know what I mean?
It's all lies. It's all shite. Square Enix, I know you're watching. Didn't like us anyway. It's James's birthday. Throw him a fucking bone.
Throw me a bone.
What's going to be funny is when people listen to this on Thursday, it's not James's birthday today. It was James's birthday 4 days ago. So today we're technically now in the future past.
And if anyone listens after the fact, then I don't know when my birthday.
We're going to have to insert that fucking Charlie clip where he's like trying to explain things.
I'm going to insert that clip of you that Chris put up the other day. Oh, by the way, Discord links in the description.
Oh, didn't start.
No, but so that's coming out soon. And do you know what else is coming out very, very soon?
Another game I didn't care about.
Do you not interested in Sea of Stars? Are you not interested in Sea of Stars? Because this game looks phenomenal.
In honesty, I like how it looks, and it reminds me an awful lot of Live Alive, which I've not played yet. But that's the kind of art style it reminds me. It looks good, but anytime I kind of see these RPGs, like my brain just starts turning to fucking mush when I'm trying to read it, and I'm just like, oh, no time.
This is why you like Zelda so much, because you don't have to think.
All you have to do is fucking read in Zelda. And have you tried to build functional fucking things in Zelda?
I bet you're reading all of it, aren't you? Yeah. Okay. Anyway, but this game, Sea of Stars, is coming out very soon. I actually played a little bit of the demo yesterday, just to kind of get a bit of background on how this plays, what it looks like, all that kind of stuff. And the art style and the music and everything just looks amazing. So I am super pumped. But the good news is for you PlayStation people, it is actually coming out on PS Plus next month. It's the PS Plus extra tier. So if you have that, then you can base and PS4. So if you have that, you can just download it ready to go.
Do you think it would look? Do you think it's somehow going to look nicer on the PlayStation 5? Because that kind of pixely art. Do you think it would still look nicer on the PlayStation 5 somehow?
Well, let's put it this way. I downloaded the demo on my Steam Deck, and it
on your Steam Deck. That's not how you enjoy a game like this. This needs to be on your big TV.
Well, I did play on my big TV.
Well, then there you go. Then that rendered my fucking argument moot. Continue, James. Sorry for disrupting you.
It's
Happy
okay.
birthday.
It's okay, buddy. Thank you. But yeah, let's put it this way. This game is coming out very soon, and it looks amazing. And I highly recommend everyone go check out the demo because it is a lot of fun. It is really good. It's got major like Chrono Trigger vibes. It reminds me a little bit of Breath of Fire, that sort of old school PS1 RPGs, just with nicer graphics. It's really good, really good. So yeah, that's pretty much.
I'd be interested in looking into it. Like at the same time, I don't know, with these kind of games, sometimes they just didn't engage me. I could start it and very well fucking fall in love with it, but I don't know. I think sometimes I just get burnt out with these kind of games because a lot of this seems to be like the kind of new thing nowadays. Is like there's loads of games like this, like that old kind of top-down dungeon crawler look. Yeah, this does look nice. I will get a bash for you since it's your birthday. Happy birthday. But I don't know. I'm not really fussed about it at the same time.
The Happy Birthday podcast.
Happy birthday.
What I will say though, Graham, is you can actually play this on your Nintendo Switch 2. So if you want to be Mr. Nintendo about it, you absolutely can.
My Nintendo Switch 2. Because I've got my Nintendo Switch 2. So no way.
Wow. Have you now? Have you? Well, speaking of the Nintendo Switch 2, apparently the rumor mill has been floating around a little bit.
But these aren't apparently rumors now. This is apparently this is the beginning of the road. Yeah. This is it now. So apparently there's been development kits sent out to developers, and they're apparently being told, with a grain of salt, that they're being told to kind of start getting shit ready for the middle of next year. The latter half of 2024.
Well, apparently at the moment they're still in sort of negotiations with the part suppliers to try and get things sorted. So it'd be interesting to see what they're doing here and what they actually choose to do. Because like my question to you would be like, what are you looking for in a Switch 2? Like in the follow-up, what is it that you want?
I actually don't know, to be honest. Like maybe I know they're. For the next one, they're apparently ditching the LCD screen, or the OLED, so they're going back to LCD. So I don't know how that's going to be because the OLED screen does make a massive fucking difference. Like it's night and day between the two of them. Like
that's absolutely correct.
Like the only thing I can kind of go towards is like a Steam Deck style system, but I know they're not going to do that because they're going to still try and keep it to about £300. Like they're not going to be charging ridiculous amounts. But at the same time, the only thing they could start doing is start releasing their games in like 4K and like 8K and start kind of going that route. But like Nintendo, like the games, like they're no, Tears of the Kingdom's nice looking, it's beautiful looking, but it's no like PlayStation 5 nice looking. Like the nicest games on Switch are still nice looking, but they're a different kind of art style. They're still kind of animated, whereas PS5 is going more kind of realistic graphics. I can't imagine them going that way. Like, I honestly don't know, to be honest, because it's still apparently remaining portable, and they're not sure if it's going to be backwards compatible yet. I'd be surprised.
I think they'd be missing out. I was going to say I'd be surprised if they did that. I think that personally would be a bad move. But it'd be nice if it, like in the similar sort of vein of like the PS4 to the PS5, if there's a patch or something that you can get for the upgraded graphics, just like a small little update. We're going to do this. I think that would be a wise move, but this is Nintendo. Nintendo doesn't like playing by anyone else's rules but their own, so it may very well be the case that they won't. Well, they don't like playing by the rules. They don't like following trends. They're very much out there on their own. They like to do their own thing. They don't like to be like, oh, well, that was successful. Oh, we'll do that. They're like, oh, cool. Well, we've got this technology. We'll make this and it will make it work. And to be fair, they do it very well. But, you know, it'd be interesting to see where they kind of go with this. So, because, like I said, if they didn't go with the backwards compatible route, like, would they still use the cartridges? You know, that's also another thing. Are they going to...
Apparently, the development kits have still got a cartridge slot, so they're still sticking with the cartridge-based thing.
Well, that'd be good.
But the whole thing with Nintendo, like, the whole thing with Nintendo for me has always been innovation. Like, each console's always been different, so they didn't stick to the same formulaic system. Like, they didn't release the same console with just better graphics each time. Like, this is the hybrid console, this is portable, this has got the same thing. The Wii U before that was different with its touchpad thing. Fair enough, it failed, but it tried. Before that was the Wii,
absolutely.
where they kind of brought in all the motion sensor stuff, and sure, every country tried to emulate that then. Prior to that, the GameCube was just a smaller, more compact thing. Again, they tried a different disk space thing. Before that, the N64 was the highest processor, the 64-bit processor. Before that, there wasn't really, like, the SNES, the NES. That's when I was still kind of basic. That's when I was more basic.
Yeah. No, I hear what you're saying.
Still nice. But then even then, they brought in all the different FX chips and all that shit. Like,
yeah. I mean, this is going to be speculating now for the next couple of years, I'd imagine. Do you think the Switch has got a couple more years left in it?
No. I'd say Switch 1 has got about 3 years left in it. But I'd say Switch 2 is definitely going to come out next year.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm thinking, but I'm just hoping that the games that they release still look good. Because Pikmin 4 released, what was it, last week or the week before, and that game looks pretty good. Like, in terms of graphics. I've never been big into the Pikmin games, to be honest. Like, I'm not interested in playing it, but I've seen streamers play it, and I've seen like trailers and videos and all that kind of stuff, and the actual gameplay looks pretty decent in terms of graphical quality and all that kind of stuff. So, you know,
I don't know. Like, when it comes to like what I'd like to see in a Switch 2. I'd need to sit and think about it, to be honest, because I like the Switch the way it is now. The only thing I could think about is just improving further on what they've got. Like, I didn't like the thought of them adding like fucking VR, because I think that's just a fad. Like,
do you know what they need to do? Actually bring back the Virtual Console, because my god, like, as much as the little standalone apps are cool and stuff like that, their eShop is absolutely destroyed. I don't think it doesn't work properly, in my opinion. But that's just me. So
in what sense? What do you mean?
Well, it seems like a bit of a nightmare to sort of sift through, and it's full of shovelware. It seems like, I don't know, they've just kind of gone with.
So you'd rather have like all the games in the eShop than in their individual console-based apps?
Not necessarily saying that, but what I'm saying is the actual eShop is a nightmare to navigate through. It's a bit of a
they kind of throw everything at you at once, like Like, even fucking,
I just feel like I'm trying to think of what game it was that I was actually searching for before, and it was just like an absolute nightmare, and it just felt really laggy. And again, that could have been an internet thing on my part. I don't know, but my experience with it has always been pretty poor. Do you know what I mean? I've just been a bit like, oh, okay.
Like, the biggest thing I've kind of came across with that is like on the offers page, where they kind of just throw fucking everything at you, and there's like 5,000 offers every fucking week.
Yeah.
It's
hard to actually pick out. Yeah, it's hard to pick out what's actually worthwhile. Then
I don't know, because like specific games I'm looking for, like one of the games I picked up recently enough, I had it in my wish list, and any time it went on sale, it would message me to say this game's on sale. But one thing with just kind of being a jumble, and I found this recently enough with some games as well, is you'll just be scrolling through it and you'll see like, oh, this game's 8 to 9 cents, and then you click on it, it's like, fuck, that game was really good, and you spent 8 to 9 cents on a game you would never buy any other time.
Yeah, but I guarantee that experience is few and far between, though. Do you know what I mean?
It would no. I would say it'd be frequent enough, considering the last time I've spent 8 to 9 cents was in that fucking lone Last of Us fucking not.
You knew what you were getting into with that, though.
That's true. I purposely went looking for that.
Yeah,
but like I find, you know, like this is kind of like a fucking very rough, like, you know, comparison here, but like, you know, we used to go into a game shop and you had like a tenner, and you're like, oh, what game can I buy? And you just have a look around and you just pick up a random game. Yeah, that's the way I find the store sometimes. I think between the store and the tabs, I think they throw everything at you on each page. Like everything's like, look, there's all this stuff. They need to have it kind of broken down.
Look at my stuff that you want to buy.
Look at it. Spend your money. But you know the way that I like the way they had the Wii U one. I like that. That was easier to navigate.
I agree.
But again,
and that's what I'm thinking. They should definitely revamp that. And I mean, again, we're not developers. We don't understand how all this stuff works. But I would imagine that surely they had a better idea than that. Do you know what I mean?
Couldn't fucking tell you. But I don't know if this was like not so much an afterthought. But I think when the Switch first launched, all their online stuff was free. Like their online play and everything was all free. And only moved to the subscription model because they say they were working on security and infrastructure and all this stuff to basically, come on par with PlayStation and Xbox and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well. It's hit and miss sometimes. Sometimes it's an absolute pain in the cunt. Sometimes I actually like it. Because I went on the other day and like all the games I downloaded there a couple of weeks ago, like Hades and fucking Super Meat Boy, they were like the first few games they offer.
Well, that's good then. I mean, at least you are able to go out and find some decent buys like that then. I mean, but just my experience with it has been pretty poor. But yeah, I was just thinking actually, you're talking about PlayStation Lion, all that kind of stuff.
PlayStation
Lion.
Who
else? Yeah, lying. Do you know who else has been lying?
Tell me.
This guy from Smash Brothers, Masahiro Sakurai. Yeah, you know him?
That guy. I know he's fucking watching. I know you're watching.
Yeah, we're watching you, Sakurai. Well, it turns out that, after this Ultimate Smash Brothers game, he was like, oh, you know what? I can't really imagine a Super Smash Bros. Title without me, He's a little bit, big-headed, like, I know. But it turns out that actually...
To be fair, he's the creator, so, like...
I mean, yeah, but, it turns out that actually, they are looking into the next generation of Smash Brothers. How about that?
I am not shocked. One of the most famous franchises on the planet is getting a sequel. I am shocked.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, these are just things that have been thrown around a little bit. But it seems to be, there's never usually smoke without fire and all that jazz. So yeah,
I'd say that'd be a Switch 2 title next year.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. Yeah,
I didn't say release the second one on Switch.
Yeah. Well, Sakura is actually saying, he's willing to work with Nintendo again and do the last, but very last one. But
I'll do you a favor, Nintendo, and I'll work with you. Aye.
But it's mad because obviously Smash Brothers had a huge lineup of characters.
Oh my fucking god! It was just absurd.
Like they pulled everyone into that.
Do you want to know what the worst part is as well? You know what the fucking worst part is? There's like 80 characters you can get, and you start with fucking 12. It is so fucking infuriating. Beyond.
See, I've never actually played any of the Smash Brothers apart from I want to say the one on Wii was a Brawl.
Aye. I'm not that big on Smash Bros. To be honest. I've got it there because I won it for Member Vintage Gamer.
I do, yeah.
I won the fucking special edition, whatever there. That's the only reason I bought it. That's the only reason I played.
That is a really cool edition as well. To be fair, I was impressed with that.
It's right because I've got amiibos as well, like Smash Brothers amiibos. Like if you scan them, you get the character, but that means they're taking the package. I don't want to do that.
No, that's not very collectory of you, Graham. My God, who does that? Who does that? But yeah, no, it's interesting anyway because, like I said, it's a very popular franchise and people were like going bananas over this, and it almost became like even me. I'm not into Smash Bros. I'm not really Mr. Nintendo, but I still enjoyed seeing these sort of reveal trailers of like when they announced what was it, Sora and stuff like that.
But that was annoying.
Banjo-Kazooie and stuff and all that kind of... Why was that annoying? I enjoyed those.
It's because it'd be at the start of every fucking Nintendo Direct and it would show you like fucking Snake or something like that and you'd be like, holy fuck. Or it showed that time they revealed Sephiroth.
Oh, I see where you're
like,
from, yeah.
Holy fuck, there's going to be a new Final Fantasy game on the Switch or something like that. It's like, oh, new fucking Smash Brothers character.
Yeah,
fuck
I
off.
agree. I agree.
Every fucking there's 80 characters. There's about fucking... Every fucking Nintendo, every week there was like a new character and there wasn't a new game. It'd be like when it showed you the fucking what's the guy for Street Fighter? No Street Fighter, Tekken.
Tekken. Oh, Kazuma.
Kazuma.
Yeah.
When it showed you him, we were like, fucking hell, Street Fighter games coming to Switch. Holy shit. Nah, it's just a character in Smash Brothers. You cunt. Anyway, I'm feeling like this podcast.
I love it. This is one of the reasons why I love doing this. We just actually record your rantings rather than just our conversations of you ranting, which I love. So yeah, but I tell you what, as another sort of DLC character being added onto the roster, Dead by Daylight have now got a Nicolas Cage playable character. How cool is that?
I am legit going to jump back on DVD just to play as Nick Cage.
Well, that's the thing. I'm thinking I might have to, because it's amazing. It says Cage plays himself as the actor Nicolas Cage. During a film shoot, Nick, with such skills as gravitas, he accidentally summons the Dead by Daylight malevolent of being incomprehensible power, the entity. Cage is thus sent to the fog, where he fights for his life against others like Ghostface from Scream, Sadaku from The Ring, Albert Wesker from Resident Evil, and but I just think this is hilarious. I think it's amazing, and I think it's the ultimate Cage thing to do.
Oh, it's amazing.
Do you know what I mean?
Have you heard the voice acting? There's a YouTube video with always clips. And it is
I'm going to have to check that out.
Glorious. It's about 50 minutes long. And it's all legit Cage voice acting. And it is fucking amazing. And some of his powers are fucking ridiculous as well. Like some of his abilities are fucking amazing. He's got this one where he can act dead. Like he can down himself. But he doesn't leave any blood. So he can basically crawl about the map silent. But then he can fully revive himself. And then there's one where he sees the killer and screams. And then it shows the killer, the killer finds out where he is, but then it shows the killer's aura for 5 seconds or whatever. But man, that's got to be fucking. I actually can't fuck away.
Not only that. I'm with you on that, and I'll happily play that with you as well. But can you have numerous cages? I think you can, can't you?
Of course you can.
Rightly, yeah.
Man, there's going to be endless teams filled with Nick Cages. If they didn't make a Nick Cage fucking killer. That's just going to blow him. That's just going to wasted opportunity.
I agree.
5 cages in one game. That's what they should have. It should just be Nick by Daylight. That's what they should call it.
Nick by Daylight. I would totally buy that game as well.
Nicolas Cage. I wish you were watching. That'd be great.
There's also been an update only a few days ago saying that basically there's 2 extra outfits for Nick Cage that you can get in Dead by Daylight.
Oh, I never saw that.
Oh, haven't you? Scroll down on the article. Basically, they have 2 skins. So one's a nod to his Golden Mandy press tour fit, and his snake skin leather from Wild at Heart, which is just amazing. He looks amazing on both of them. So yeah, I'm super chuffed for that.
They needed Conair. That's what they needed.
They should have. Well, to be honest with you, they could have just done one from every movie that he made, because that would have just been incredible. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely incredible. So we're going to get on to the main topic now, because we've talked a lot about our sort of all these games having DLCs and extra characters added in. So the topic I was going to say is, what to you have been the coolest crossovers, and what would be the crossover that you would personally want to see? So I've just kind of noted a few other games just to sort of get the conversation started. So I remember playing Tony Hawk's 1 or 2, I think. No, 2 I want to say it was, where you could play as Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, I'm sure it was 2.
It might have been Tony Hawk's 2, yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, I'm pretty certain it was. My brain's saying 2, but I might. This is me. But you had Cannon Spike, obviously your favorite Dreamcast game.
Hell yeah.
You can play as Cammy, and you got Mega Man in there as well.
There was somebody else as well. I can't mind what the wee lass's name was. She was Little Red Riding Hood or something.
Oh, okay.
You go one way, Mega Man. You go all the other ways, this lassie.
Yeah. All right, okay, fair enough. Then Clay Fighters 63 and a third. You had Earthworm Jim in that. There were also crossover games like Spyro and Crash. They were crossover Game Boy games for that. I can never say this game, but it's a really cool fighting game. Urkiz had... I think that's how you say it. I might be saying that completely wrong. But yeah, he in that game you had Cloud from Final Fantasy, so I had to throw that in there. And in Lost Planet 2, you also had Albert Wesker from the old Resident Evils, and Frank West from the Dead Rising games.
Dead Rising,
So, what are the coolest ones you've seen personally?
The first one that kind of sprang to mind was Smash Brothers, because that sends me into a rage, which is evident. But do you remember when Soul Calibur came out? I can't remember which one it was.
Yeah,
it came out,
Soul Calibur 3, I want to say it is. If I think you go in where you go in.
Was it the GameCube, Xbox, and PlayStation? And the GameCube one had Zelda, so had Link, so you could play as Link. One of them had Darth Vader.
Yeah, that's correct.
I cannot fucking think.
That's Soul Calibur 4.
Was it 4?
Yeah.
They each had like an individual character.
That's right.
Oh, fucking the PlayStation one had
Kratos?
Kazuma. Oh no, it was Kratos.
Kazuma.
Sorry, right? I know. Was it? Fuck, I'm getting myself confused now. I can only remember
there's been a few.
There's
been a few. Yeah, because the most recent one has. Sorry, I'm just looking here. The most recent one has Geralt of Rivia in there as well from the Witcher. So that's cool.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But I think that was like the first time I got properly like, oh my god, this shouldn't be in this game. Because obviously there's like all the crossovers back in the day with like Mario Kart and Diddy Kong and all that stuff. Like,
well, yeah, I was gonna say, because that's kind of where I first saw it. If I think back long enough, was there were obviously crossovers in like the early sort of Nintendo, Super Nintendo days. Do you know what I mean? But then, I started to notice it more in sort of PS2 era. You just see like, I know there was a game. I can't think of what the bloody game was now, but there was a game where you had Lara Croft just randomly pop up. Obviously, like I said, with the Spyro and the Crash Bandicoot stuff, there'd be like the demo for Spyro on the Crash Bandicoot thing. It was like, oh, this is weird. Okay, cool. All that kind of stuff.
I mean, there was all the announcements there for Mortal Kombat 1, which is going to be the next fucking cool one. Which is going to be fucking Doom Guy, which is the big one. Which is sending our special friend. Our special friend.
Our special friend Chris is losing his mind over that. He's like, well, I got to buy the game now.
I guess I'm buying it now. I was going to buy it anyway, but I'm fucked up buying it. But they have like, there's going to be Peacemaker. There's a load of them. There's Peacemaker. I think there's going to be fucking characters for the boys in it as well. Homelander. Oh, and that's another thing. Fucking Call of Duty keeps getting all these crossover games as well. Same as fucking Fortnite. Yeah. All these are fucking lost on me. Like,
yeah, I know. I haven't played Fortnite. I've got no interest in playing Fortnite. But yeah, Fortnite is going nuts. So one of our buddies, the Unseen Gamer, he plays every single week now. He's really got into it. He was like a hater of it for the longest time, and then he ended up playing it.
Like I was the same way, to be fair, because this whole building nonsense fucking wrecked my head. And when they've introduced like a no build mode, which is just a straight fucking
shooter.
Like, it's just a straight fucking survival shooter. Like that's better for me. But
have you played it since that's come in then?
Oh, like I've played it on the Switch with Kian. Like,
yeah. But I haven't played it, but I've seen him play it quite a bit. And like the other day I was watching, and like they had Goku in there from Dragon Ball Z. I was like, what?
Oh yeah.
Like apparently that's a thing. So yeah, there's some pretty good ones, to be fair.
Actually, I think who else? Because there was something in my fucking mind, and I have completely fucking lost. My mind is gone. Like,
there are so many. There really are so many. Like I've just pulled up a page here just with a couple of different things on there, and it's like it's quite a long list of games that have just got loads of different. Like some are really small, just little references. Some are really big. It's wild to think though. Like I wasn't even aware that there were that many games with crossovers. So like I'm looking here now, and Bayonetta is one of the games. You've played that, haven't you?
Oh,
apparently
Kingdom Hearts as well. I forgot about fucking Kingdom Hearts. That's a big one.
Yeah,
I thought that'd be a big.
That is a huge one.
Do you know what's a funny fact? Do you know up until Final Fantasy 16, Donald Duck was the strongest mage in the Final Fantasy universe?
No way.
Because Kingdom Hearts is apparently canon in the Final Fantasy world.
It is, apparently.
And Donald Duck was the strongest mage. So for a long time, the strongest mage in your favorite game was Donald Duck.
Yeah.
How fucking fascinating is that?
I need to actually go back and
to say it to you.
Yeah, no, I need to go back and actually play the third game in that series, because I have had that since release, and I think I've maybe put like an hour into it. It's really bad.
I've actually
really
lost track of the amount of times I bought Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 on PlayStation.
Oh,
because I remember I had them back in the day, and I sold them, then I got them again, then I sold them, then I got them again, then I sold them, and now I need to buy them again so I can sell them again later.
Oh no, I absolutely, honestly, I do love that series, but it's so convoluted. Like, to try and follow a timeline of Kingdom Hearts, like the first one's not so bad, but the second one it kind of lost me a little bit. But I bought the third one because it just looked amazing. I actually played on the demo back in EGX 2016, 17, somewhere around there. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I went there. It was whenever the original Spider-Man came out. But I thought those were fantastic games.
The biggest thing,
the story was a bit out there.
The biggest thing I can think of with crossovers all seems to be like fighting games. Because
it
there was like
Street
Fighter X Tekken, which was fucking cool.
Street
and
Fighter
then there was like
Capcom.
Street Fighter versus Marvel, or Street Fighter versus
Yeah.
Capcom, or Capcom versus Marvel, and fucking my dad versus your dad, and that shit. Like, do you know what I mean? They just seem to be, they just seem to be everything.
Yeah. Well, no,
we'll put these guys and we'll make them fight these guys. It'll be amazing.
Because one of the things that sort of sparked this conversation for me personally was the Sonic Team Racing. Like, I thoroughly enjoy that game. It's a Mario Kart clone, to be fair, but it's still a crossover game of sorts. Do you know what I mean? It's like, what sort of game would you want to see with what sort of characters? You know, would you like a farming simulator with Metal Gear, Solid Snake, like? Just thinking like, yeah, that would be pretty cool. That's what I mean.
Like, it mostly seems to be these like face-to-face games where they're just characters. Like, they're just pick your skin for your fucking race car driver, or pick your skin for your fighter. It'd be cool if they started like having like all these games that are set in the same universe and have them like intertwine, like intermingle and stuff like that. Cool. You know, like how even like they done like the Mario movie where there was like Donkey Kong Land, and they went in between. Like, I know it's Nintendo, it's basic enough, like, but it's like they went kind of through all the different things. Like, it's all in the same shared universe. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be cool if there was something like that.
I agree with you. I think
if there was cool.
Like really, really cool.
If there was like a Gears of War,
I don't know. I've been thinking about it, and I couldn't actually think of it's quite a hard question to sort of ask, but it would just be sort of like cool to see, I don't know, like a Batman RPG game was. Just thinking like
amazing,
out there, absolutely out there, just to see, because like you say, the fighting games thing, there are differences in the fighting games, but you don't really see too much diversity these days in that sort of stuff.
So that's what's all about nowadays, is diversity.
I didn't mean like that.
But
there you go. There's your next one for this week. Jesus Christ, Graham.
Well, I'm not hating on any single person. I'm just saying, like,
you're hating on everyone,
or any group.
No,
of
you're
people.
just hating.
I hate everybody the same. I hate everybody the same. Everybody is on the same level. There's only maybe like 8 or 9 people who are like above the rest. Everybody else, I hate everybody.
Yeah, there you go. Okay then. Oh, well, there we go. Well, what I will say to everyone listening to the podcast, what would you like to see? Because that like I said, it's quite a hard thing to think of. If you could think of any crossover game, let us know down in the description, in the comments below. Sorry, that would be good. I'd love to see what people sort of come up with it, to be honest with you. But yeah, there we go. So, but anyway,
then he asked me to watch any of your manga stuff.
Oh wow, this is actually going to be.
You keep asking me to watch manga with you, and I didn't want to watch manga with you because the last stuff you showed me.
No.
And there was like lasses who look upset and just.
I've never asked you to watch manga.
Like, you have so.
Yeah, I've never asked. No.
Loads of links.
No.
Didn't we shake your head, James?
Hentai is what we were
talking
about there, Gray.
I can't remember. I lose track of all this stuff, to be honest. Like,
DJ Bob sent
all
me
this stuff.
Yeah, DJ Bob sent that to me, and it's one of the most explicit things I've ever been sent in my life. And
DJ Bob told me you sent it to him. Because he sent it to me saying you sent it to him, and then you sent it to me saying he sent it to you. You need too easy to get your fucking story straight. That's all I'm saying. Like,
well,
but then he asked, but stop asking me. I said, "Didn't watch your fucking weird, dodgy Japanese."
Well, listen. Do you know? So Castlevania as we're not watching It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia anymore, I thought we'd talk about Castlevania, because Castlevania has just had a new series announced, a Netflix series. Did you check out all of the Netflix series?
I watched season 1. I really liked it. I didn't watch season 2.
Season 2 was a bit meh. Season 3 kicks
season
back
3,
in.
Aye.
Really
what I'm
good.
hoping,
Really good.
though, is this next season is like a kind of standalone thing, because I really didn't want to go back and watch the other seasons.
Well, yes, it basically is. It's moving on from this now. So it takes place long after the fourth. Oh, there's a fourth season of Castlevania. Maybe I missed that one. But oh no, they're talking about this being the fourth season. So what they're gonna start on a new character now, which is Richter, the great Richter. Richter. My brain's reading that as Richter. Richter.
Fucking Richter. Here, if that's not how the name is pronounced in the series, then I'm not watching.
I would love it if you were wrong.
I better be fucking wrong.
It's the great grandson of Trevor Belmont and Sophia. Is it Sophia? Yeah, Sophia Benades. I don't know how to pronounce it.
You should have read this before the podcast.
I did read it, but my brain is not reading this right. I'm literally, even now, I'm reading it going, yeah, no, my brain didn't want to do that.
The trailer opens with Richer's mother. Richter. Oh my god, that's made my fucking day.
Oh man, but yes, basically there's a new series coming out with Richter Belmont. Have you seen the trailer for this yet?
I have seen the trailer for it. Actually, it's fucking really good.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm very impressed with it, so I'm looking forward to checking that out. But yeah, have you been watching anything else?
The only thing I've been watching is I've went back to a show called Still Game, which is like a Scottish sitcom about two pensioners who live in Glasgow's like kind of rough neighbourhoods, and it's funny, like, but I don't know if it's funny because it's where I'm from. Aye,
yeah,
but I think it's funny. Still Game. It's just about their hijinks and what they get up to, and just their day-to-day fucking shenanigans.
Is that on Netflix?
Aye.
Yeah, I think I've seen that title somewhere along the line. Yeah,
that's what I've been watching, to be honest. Like, I went back to season 1 of Always Sunny. No, I went back to season 1. I'm on season 3. And I was like, I need to take a break. And then usually I go back and forward between Still Game and Always Sunny.
There you go. It's Always Sunny. It's still very much on. What
the fuck was it? Actually, I can't remember. There was something else I was watching the other day. I was like, this is actually alright. You know what I've got a fucking absolute hankering to watch? And I want to watch it fucking soon. Is Big Trouble in Little China. I do not know why, but that film has been mentioned at least 10 times in the last week. It just keeps getting
definitely watch that.
I need to fucking watch it again soon.
I haven't watched that film in a hot minute myself.
It's been a long time since I watched it.
Yeah, I've been wanting to watch. Speaking of Nick Cage, the Vampire's Kiss again. I
need to watch that in the first place because I've only seen the memes for it.
You've not seen that movie yet?
No.
Oh, we need to sit down and watch that movie, Graham. Both need to sit down and watch that movie. Seriously, it is hilarious. One of my favorite Cage films out there. It's absolutely fantastic. I've been trying to catch up on The Witcher. They dropped the new season. They split the season up this season. So they released the second one a couple of days ago. So I'm kind of catching up on that at the moment, and it's still quite good. I'm still enjoying it. I won't spoil anything, but I don't blame you. If you're not into it all, then fair enough. But,
I like season 1. Season 1 was fucking amazing. Season 2 was fucking pointless. So I've got no hopes or any intention of watching season 3.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of inspired me a little bit to want to play the game. I think I might give that game a go now. The Witcher The Witcher 3. The Wild Hunt, I think it's called. Yeah, I got that on Steam a little while ago, and it's just kind of been sat there. So I'm thinking I might play that and might stream it.
Oh man, there's one thing that's they've not spoken about, and it's only just occurred to me there. Mind, a couple of episodes ago we were talking about fucking Red Dead Redemption getting a remake.
Oh,
so apparently it's been all but confirmed, and apparently it's coming out on Switch as well.
Yeah, actually, now that you say that does ring a bell.
That only just occurred to me then.
Yeah, it does actually. That's a good point. Yeah, no, I saw something about there being like legit text out for it, like a upgraded thing. But I mean, is that something you'll be looking to picking up?
I fucking love Red Dead Redemption. I thought it was fucking amazing. I've played through it 3 times.
If I'm truthfully honest with you, I probably will as well, because I've not actually played Red Dead Redemption. I've only played Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh yeah.
And I only played it on the basis that I knew it was a prequel. So
it's cool because it's one of these games I've got like, you know, the morality thing installed in it. But like the first time I played it, I was like, oh, it'll be nice. Then the second time I played it, I was an absolute fucking cunt. Like I was shooting fucking everybody. Going into tombs and shooting all the fucking dads.
What was the actual difference then? Because I usually play it pretty safe. I'm usually.
I think it's basically just how people react to you, and then you start like if you're good, you start getting attacked by like gangs, and if you're bad, you start getting chased down by like bounty hunters and stuff. And like if you go into a town, the sheriff and that'll start going for you and all that shit. Like it was just basically stuff like that. The story all stayed the same. But it was funny, you know. It's like even now in like Hogwarts Legacy, I'm doing the same thing. Where it's like, oh, I'm being a nice wizard, I'm being all polite, but there's all the dialogue options there to be a fucking bellend. So I'm going to be all nice, and I'm going to play through it again and just be like, fuck off.
Yeah. Well, Miss Lady started playing that again, and yeah, she's very impressed with it, and she's still loving it. So she hadn't played it for a little while, and then she just like the other day was like, I want to play that game. I was like, okay,
I want to play.
Crack on. Yeah, I finished Final Fantasy now, so you can crack on. It's fine, absolutely fine.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so
I think
that's pretty cool.
Enough to talk about.
No. Well, I've just been to see the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
I forgot about this. Because we were talking about this before we pressed record, and then we saved to leave to the podcast, and then we almost didn't leave it for the podcast.
We almost didn't leave it for the podcast.
Tell me, James. Tell me.
Go on.
How was it?
What do you want me to tell you?
Everything.
Right. So
How disappointed were you in April O'Neil? Be honest.
It felt a bit lackluster, to be truthfully honest with you. I grew up with the cartoons. I grew up with the cartoons. I grew up with all the other films, and I don't know. This April O'Neil just seemed a bit like, I don't know. So the time frame of this is they're meant to be when they're a little bit younger. I think when they're a little bit younger in their teenage years, rather than a bit more confident and knowing what they're doing on a ass kicking team sort of thing. The whole thing with
when they were
Shredder
actually
really
teenagers.
No, when they were younger teenagers, not when they were actually.
That's what I'm saying. They're no Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they're kind of pre-Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Almost, yeah. And I don't know. There was a couple of things in there. I don't know. They kind of diverted away from what I know of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now, my son loved it. He went bananas for it. He thought it was the coolest thing ever. But like some of the personality aspects of the Turtles kind of put me off a little bit. I wouldn't say it was a bad film. I'd definitely say go out and check it out. But I don't know. I feel a bit conflicted because it's like I didn't mind it. It wasn't like the greatest movie. I've seen worse Turtles movies. But it wasn't like, oh my God, yeah, that was just that from start to finish. I love that. Do you know what I mean? The pacing of it was really off as well. It just seemed to be some bits were like you know, the sort of character building and like they were really trying to emphasize the emotions of these the Turtles and stuff like that. And like, yeah, to a point, but it didn't really work out for me. I think I would watch it again. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't be like, oh no, I'm not watching that again. That was utter garbage. It wasn't utter garbage at all, but there was just some things that I just felt were a bit off with the movie. So I would still say go out and check it out though, and make your own sort of find up on it.
Well, who was the antagonist? Was it Shredder?
No, it was Superfly. You know, the fly character. I can't remember his actual name. But yeah, no, he was the. What's that?
Why was it?
Because no, he's just called Superfly. It was him because he was. They kind of go into the backstory, and obviously I don't want to really ruin it for anybody.
Ice Cube done the voice.
Yeah, Ice Cube did. Yeah, this cast was actually jam packed. In that respect, it was really jam packed. Hold on, I shall tell you what the cast was for it now. You had Jackie Chan as Splinter.
Oh, aye.
Nicholas Cantu as Leonardo. You had Seth Rogen as Bebop. You had Mika Abbey as Donatello. Brady Noon as Raphael. Ayo Edebri as April O'Neil. John Cena was Rocksteady.
No way!
Yeah. Ice Cube was Superfly. Shaman Brown Jr. was Michelangelo. Yeah, they had like insane characters in here. Like Mondo Gecko, he was voiced by Paul Rudd. Ray Fillet was voiced by Post Malone. Yeah, no, literally, there was a good cast set for this, and I thought it was, in that respect, the voices were done very well. But I just don't know. Like I said, it just kind of was a bit off. So the backstory for Superfly is basically the scientist that created the Ooze was Superfly's owner, and he'd sort of mutated Superfly, and he was like his kid, and then the government come in and sort of shoot him down, and that's how
was his owner. So what? Some did a pet fly?
Yeah, he had a pet fly that he mutated, basically. Yeah,
that's fucking stupid.
It was a bit, yeah, that's what I mean. It was a bit like, oh, okay.
Here, there's your fucking crossover for you. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and The Fly, the movie The Fly with Jeff Goldblum. Fucking right. There's your fucking crossover. There's your origin story. There's your fucking. There you go. Make it happen. Though you're watching fucking.
There you go.
What they call.
So yeah, but to be honest with you, like I said, it was a bit all over the place. I mean, the characters didn't really ring true to me, how I know the Turtles, how I've grown up watching the Turtles. And I'm not just talking about like the 80s ones that we watched. I'm talking about like even some of the newer ones, because I've watched a lot of the newer Turtle stuff with my son. But even then, I don't know. It just, there was something off, and I'm not entirely sure if my brain's decided what that is yet.
Fair enough.
And the baddies being, I don't know, they were a bit thing as well. Because the baddies were baddies and then they weren't baddies, and I kind of don't want to spoil that for anyone, but it just felt a bit.
Oh, they did that whole thing where they're bad for a reason or something fucking stupid like that. Like,
well,
because like nowadays they kind of just have a bad guy. They kind of just have an antagonist that's going to be like, oh, he's bad because he's misunderstood. Like Thanos was a fucking bad guy who should have been wiping out fucking half the universe. But it's like, oh, I'm doing it for a just reason.
I love him. Yeah, no, it was 100% that. So yeah, it was a bit, I don't know, it was a bit here, there, and everywhere. But I like I said, I enjoyed it, but I wouldn't necessarily be.
Who the fuck is Cynthia Utrom?
I don't know. I couldn't even tell you. So yeah, but there you go. So like I said, I enjoyed it, but I also was a bit thing with it. So. Are you going to go check it out?
Probably not.
No.
I don't know. Seth Rogen's, he's kind of ran his course with me. Like, I didn't find him funny. Everything's been involved in for the last wee while has been wank, garbage, or fucking virtue signaling bullshit. So I've got very little fucking time for him anymore.
Fair
enough. I didn't find the whole like stoner comedy thing funny anymore.
He doesn't do any of the stoner stuff. At least
I am shocked he does any stoner stuff in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, I know. So
that was his shtick. That was the only thing he had back in the day. That was his only fucking thing. And then that stopped being funny after 2 years.
Yeah. So
in my opinion.
In your opinion.
That's my Jeth. That's my fucking.
That's your Jeth.
That's my Seth Rogen rant. Done with him.
That's your Jeth Rogen.
Jeth Rogen. Josh.
So just before we finish up, I'm just going to say that I have got a couple of things in the works now that I'm very excited about. So keep tuned in to our YouTubes for that, because honestly, there is some stuff that I am excited for. So just waiting for him to arrive. And I'm probably going to be calling Graham for help because I'm not a big boy. I need big boy help.
I'm fucking busy, yeah.
You're busy. You're busy that day. Don't call me.
Don't
call me.
I washed my beard that day.
I thought you might be.
I actually love the fact I'm getting my moustache to like a certain length, because look now I can start to like mold it. Now I look like a fucking pirate.
Are you gonna start twisting them up ready for Portland?
I think I should, like,
is?
Oh, 100%. And I'll go like, I'll seize Portland like
the curls.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Listen, if you're gonna do it properly. Do it like what's his name from Hook, the one who plays Hook.
Fucking Dustin Hoffman.
Dustin Hoffman.
That's exactly what I was just fucking thinking. I was trying to remember the guy's name.
Yeah.
Boy, that's fucking. But look at that. That's fucking amazing.
There we go, Graham.
Like
anyway,
I was going to try and lose weight for the fucking flight over because I'm worried about being squished in a tube in the sky. But no, fuck that. I'm growing up my moustache now. Look at that.
Who needs to lose weight when you can grow your moustache?
Fuck that. People avoid me like the fucking plague if they see me like this. I'll have the eye to myself. Like, I don't want to sit next to that pirate. It looks like he's going to try and snatch my kids and run away from everyone. And you can,
God.
And you can be Smee.
Oh my God.
You can be my Smee.
Smee. Yeah, I'll just be the ball of Smee.
And then I'll start hearing like somebody's watch and I'll lose my shit. I'll start hearing ticking.
You'll have to try and do that thing that he does with his lip. You know, when he's tapping it against his lip.
Aye.
But anyways.
I'll get into a fight with some random fucking kid because he starts being cheeky with me. Anyway, I think that's probably a good place to end the podcast.
It is a very good place. We're just waffling now. Anyways, guys, check out our description. We'll have all the stuff. We got merch, we got Discords, we got videos, we got everything. It's all out there. So
I'm going to start like a Tash Instagram just to kind of follow it.
And check out Graham's Tash Instagram. Link will be in the description below. You can see how he prunes himself every day.
Should it be the OnlyFans content? Because you know there's like foot pics on OnlyFans.
I think it should be like the Lonely Fans content. Yeah. Yeah.
I know, amazing idea. Didn't you fucking try and silence me?
I believe me, I'm not. I'm really not.
I need to get wax for it. I was going to trim it, but now I'm not going to bother. Right, bye.